Alright, this is a part 2 about DoorDash tips and some frequently asked questions. So as I was saying previously, you may be picking up for Shauna B, say at Taco Bell, and you would ask them, I would like to pick a DoorDash order up for Shauna B, and you give them the name. And also a lot of the local restaurants, they usually go by the name, and some of the bigger places, like bigger restaurants, chain restaurants like McDonald's, they go by the number. So it's going to be name or number. That's the identification of the order. And another thing to pay attention to is the customer requests or notes. So some of the orders will say, leave at my door. It could be like, leave at my door, ring doorbell, or do not ring doorbell. I've seen those a few different times. So be sure to pay attention to the requests that are made by the customers. Okay, so the next thing is you want to deliver the order once you pick it up in a efficient manner and a fair time frame if you can. There's some things that you may run into where it may take a little bit longer, or there may be a delay in the order. So I've had this scenario happen a few different times. Like if you go and pick up an order, say you've accepted the order, and you go to a restaurant and it's busy, there's a lot of people there, and you don't even know when they're going to get to your order. In those special cases, the best thing to do, it's going to save you time and money, really. You have to unassign certain orders. And usually it's not all the time, maybe like 5 to 10%, because you can't do that all the time, because if you drop this percentage, you have it on your phone, it'll tell you certain percentages underneath your rating, and you don't want to drop that below 80. But if you run into certain problems or situations, you do have to unassign the order, and that's okay. That will happen. And yes, here. So it's really easy. Once you get the hang of it, it might take you 3 to 7 days to really understand it, get a feel for it, and so on. So your safety is number one. You want to drive safely, follow all speed limits, wear your seatbelt, pay attention to the road, pay attention to the weather. Also pay attention to your car. Pay attention to your tire pressure. Pay attention to your oil. Keep gas in your car as much as you can. Gas is actually really high right now, so you have to be conservative with your fuel. So anything that really pertains to your car, let's call this car attributes, are important. And that's what I just covered. So your car is your most important tool when it comes to DoorDash. So take care of your car and it'll take care of you. Okay, so this is something that's kind of my opinion, but it's also within the rules. So DoorDash doesn't really have a dress code. You can wear whatever you want. You could wear shorts, sweatpants, jeans, t-shirt, flannel, whatever you want to do. I would suggest that you wear a DoorDash shirt or a DoorDash hoodie because that helps the employees and the places that you go to and also where you're delivering. So you're identifying yourself based on what you're wearing. So I'm going to label this as dress smart so people can identify you. Because say if you went somewhere and you didn't have that on your hoodie and you're walking through somebody's yard, they might think that you're, maybe gonna rob them, or what is this guy doing in my yard? And they could see the food, I guess. But it's easier to identify yourself if you have, the right apparel on, and you also get more respect. This is something that I learned when I was younger working other jobs. When you dress professional, you get professional respect in return. So you don't have to do that. That's just a small tip of mine. And I have some DoorDash hoodies. I wear that when I dash, and I also wear brown khaki dress pants and black shoes, and people know who I am, and I feel good about that. It doesn't bother me to wear, certain things. And sometimes if you don't feel like wearing it, you can just take it off and just kind of be yourself. So you can do whatever you want to do. So the logistics of the whole DoorDash it's an amazing thing. And I've kind of explained why it is. You can do it anytime, anywhere. You can work your own hours. You can, if you want to go on a DoorDash road trip and you want to drive through Tennessee, Kentucky, and go all the way out west, maybe you can make a vacation out of DoorDashing if you wanted to. And one of the favorite things that I ran into is like you meet a lot of different people that are dashing, and you might run into the same people if you dash in the same area, which I've done that. You kind of get accustomed to seeing them, so you learn to recognize the individual attributes and the uniqueness of other DoorDashers, and also yourself. You're your own individual, and that's an amazing thing. So it's really easy once you get the hang of it, and it can be fun. Actually, it's not very high stress. It is a lot of driving and wear and tear on your vehicle. So it is a job, and that's your trade-off. You're trading your time for money, trading your time to do a job. So you are a delivery driver, and you're picking up orders and you're dropping them off. And sometimes you'll also get like a double order, and that can be kind of tricky, but it can also pay you a little bit more. You might pick up a Bojangles order and like a Hardee's order that's kind of nearby, and you might get say $15, and you go to the first store A, and you go to store B, and hopefully both of the stores will have it ready. Then you drop off your first order. Then you might drive a few other miles. It'll show you on your phone. Like use the map. Like that's very important. It shows you two pictures. It'll show you like a picture of a house, which is where you're delivering, and it'll also show you another picture. It almost looks like a house, but it's a little bit different, and that's the merchant. So it'll show you the distance from the merchant, which is the store, to the house, which is the person that you're delivering to. And you also have to have some customer service skills when the customer requests that you hand them the order. So you want to be really nice and really respectable towards the customer, because if you're nice to them and they like your job, there's a good chance that they may recommend using DoorDash, and they will also use it again, and they may get accustomed to you because you may be able to deliver. I did a lot of the same deliveries to the same places, some of the same people, nice. And you just say, you can say, here's your order, or how are you doing? I have an order for John S. And they'll say, yep, I'm John S. And you say, here you are, sir. Then you say, have a nice day. So you have like the formal greeting and then the order. And also want to have a good attitude and be nice. And another thing that you may run into is order substitutions. This can get tricky. So say if you go to a merchant and they're out of a drink, say Mountain Dew, Southern Shock. That was the one they ran out at Bojangles. So you may be able to text or call the customer. You can say, what would you like? And they might say, well, regular Mountain Dew, or they might say sweet tea. Now there's some instances where you do have to make a manual substitution, but these scenarios are usually rare. But you'll definitely get a feel for it. And I also recommend contacting, can't type today, contacting support if you have any trouble or problems. So that was part 2, and that should get you started. I might make another video. And so hopefully that's helped you out, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.